Okay, second video. March 10th, 2024. I am going to touch base with that video on BitChute with that interview, because it touched on a bunch of bases that are, you know, up my alley. Fentanyl, manufactured poverty, corrupt politicians, illegal organ harvesting. Anyway, do you see these? And how many is here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trays. I thought these were for my larger dehydrator, but they're not. They're for my small one, to which I brought it up because of what I'm doing with these peas and, right? This is what caused a huge argument. And Warranting calling me a piece of shit, basically. Right? Okay, so before I get into that other video, I have to get this going, right? You know, and Lucy, the small ones, the little small ones, you know, they come in handy too. Right? I got the big one running at 12 trays, and I went downstairs to get 4 larger trays, but it turned out they were 4 small trays. Plus I have this small dehydrator that I used years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago when I was doing walnuts. That's a lot of years ago. Right? And then other foods and whatever, right? I had more than this one. There might be more downstairs, I don't know. But because, you know, after a while, when you work them like workhorses, they do eventually go. But anyway, this is all I need to do what I've got here. And then tomorrow another batch comes. And by the time those are ready to go into the dehydrator, half of everything will go into half of all of it because they shrink and I move them around, and right, and then I open up some more trays. And yeah, my goal, honestly, would be nice if I could fill up 1 gallon jar of just straight up dehydrated peas, which are mostly sweet peas. And then with this order, another one coming, I bought the same 10, it was 5 is sweet and 5 is something else. Basically kind of sweet peas. So that's 10 bags I did today. And then tomorrow 10 more come in, the same kind. Plus I bought a 2 key great value for $5.97, which is probably just a generic pea, as a filler to mix it all up in between all the peas. And I'm hoping I'll have enough to fill up 1 gallon. Yeah. But before I use that, I'll look around for the ones I have in the house. Plus, I have some downstairs, but I can't get to it because I just can't. Oh yeah, I did see my son 4 times because it was yesterday. He got his package and ran up, and the time before that, I went downstairs, and we actually did briefly talk about downstairs doing something. I don't know, people. Like, this is just fucking stupid what's going on with my son. Seriously. There was something else I was going to say. I gave him $100 because I phoned him up. I was going to order metal shelving that could hold up to 350 pounds. Or another one could hold up to 450 pounds per shelf, metal. I was going to order a couple of them, right? So that as I'm moving things around, I have the shelving I need to piece in where I want to piece it in Tisha's room, a.k.a. the bedroom. So before I bought it, I phoned him. I said, look, I'm going to buy some bookshelves, right? Just so you know, I want to bring them down and, you know, I'll be putting them down, building them. And then, oh, well, don't do that. You're wasting your money. It's just metal shelving. I'll build them. I'm like, okay, well, if you think so. He was supposed to work on something before, but anyway, so I went down there after that phone call and I gave him $100 to buy the wood because I don't want the wood from outside for Auntie Shemai's room. It's okay for outside things, but not for that. It's okay for miscellaneous things, but I don't want to be bringing in mildews and algaes and none of that crap. Any bug that may be burrowed into the wood. It's not like I can see, right? I'm washing everything before I use it. It's been downstairs for so long. Yeah. So I gave him $100, like just a few days ago, to make plans to... Wasting my time, people. So when you wash these, before you use them, just give them a little quick dry, maybe. And you know, I'm glad I have this, Lucy. I have all these things for this size. I've got 8 trays here. I'm sure I have, right? You know, this shit all costs money. I don't know why he expects me just to fucking... I don't know what I'm... Like, what the hell, man? I'm not throwing it out. You know why I'm not throwing it out? Just because his quote-unquote wife would never dehydrate anything. Because, you know, it's redundant or whatever reason she would have, she wouldn't do it. I don't think so. Because she shows no appreciation for these things. So if she shows no appreciation for them and she doesn't respect other people having them, why would she fucking care? To do it for herself, she wouldn't. So that makes it redundant, insignificant. Get it out of my way. It's in my space. As if it's her space. Oh, it's my son's space. Yeah, okay. All right. But you see, before this all happened, Andre said, "What are you doing, Nana?" I said, "Well, I think I'm going to place another order." Now, I'm going to tally up. I think I did 4. I think what I did today, before this blow up, that was my 4th one in the last week. I'm kind of doing them back to back because you can only buy 10 cans of corned beef at a time. So if I got 40 cans, you know I've done 44 orders, right? But I saved a fair amount of money in those 4 orders. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my, purchase history, and I'm going to add up what I bought at Walmart to get my 40 cans of corned beef for $120, which if I was to buy regular, just normal raw beef, I'd be looking at $250 to $350, like $250 to $300. And then I wouldn't get very much for my money. I can guarantee you that. You've seen my videos. And I'd have to fucking pull out jars, which would cost another $20 per box. And I'm probably looking at least, maybe we'll say anywhere between 16 to 24 jars. So we'll just tack on another $40 to $250. I'm looking at $390 just for, where this is, get it in a can. Right. $2 off. Damn right. I want corned beef bean soup now. Corned beef on bread with melted Montgomery Jack cheese with jalapenos. Doesn't that sound good? Homemade bread, that is. Yeah. Right? So, 40 cans at $30 a pop, right? $120, 36, yeah. And I saved myself $80 just on the corned beef, people. The vegetables I'm going to be putting into burgers, bean burgers, whether I mix bean with corned beef or bean with breadcrumbs, powder milk, chicken, to spread the chicken further. Andre likes to eat. He's growing. He's going to get big, right? His mom could eat. His dad could eat. Well, father. We don't call him dad. I made the mistake of calling Austin dad today. He goes, not my dad. He's my father. I said, you're right. Let's stay on that. Because he asked me what happened with Uncle Marcane, and I explained it to him, people. So anyway, I don't know what I was talking. Oh yeah, and then the vegetables, because I'm going to be using them because and then I told Andre, I'm showing you because times are getting tough. Yeah, like with the groceries, and like you just can't take it for granted that Andre is 13 years old right now. I know he's not in here really doing this stuff, but he's walking by and and he's aware, and that's how it all starts, right? So that, because what happens in 5 to 10 years from now, whether I'm alive or not. And food is extremely expensive. And Andre's working a minimum wage job. Or perhaps he's the one who's going to look after Amari. I told him, Andre, out of everybody around, you're the one who loves Amari the most. I tell him that, people, all the time. I said, Amari's moods. You keep him company. You just have to learn how to... Well, he's learning how to cook, but he needs to learn how to clean up. That's the first thing. He needs to learn how to clean up after himself versus being a fucking scattered bug and expecting me to come up and clean up after him. And, the basic reading and writing and math so that he can, maintain and people won't take him for granted because, blah, right? But, yeah, honestly, I would prefer out of anybody and everybody for Andre to be able to look after Amari. Yeah, I know Amari would be safe. Andre's just too young yet. I tell him, if you end up looking after Amari, don't let anybody tell you you can't. If you can do it, don't you let anybody tell you you can't, because they're not going to want you to do it because they themselves don't even want to fucking do it. And they won't want you to do it just so that they can be in control, basically. Yeah. So I tell him, with that, what you're seeing Nana do with these vegetables, dehydrating them, and what we're going to do with them. And he learns how to make bean burgers with this stuff. And it's satisfying, and he likes it, and he's good at it. Well, when the fucking peas run out of the jar and the corn runs out of the jar, what do you think he's going to go off and do if I can't do it? He'll be bigger, older, hopefully more disciplined. Because my biggest battle is the Nintendo. And just being sloppy, taking things for granted. But other than that, he's a great kid, people. Yeah. I would trust him with my life. Yeah. He really helps a lot with Amari. He'd be lost without Amari. That's my little bug, my little cuddle bugs. What are you doing, you Houdini baby? You're still a Houdini baby. I hear you. Right. So I tell Andre, it's only here for a few days. That's all. It doesn't take long to dehydrate frozen vegetables. Peas and corn. No, it does not. He understands. He understands and he actually appreciates it. And when he's really going to appreciate it is when I say, okay, Andre, I soaked the beans, go get them cooking. And all right, Andre, go drain the beans. Now you mash them. Okay, Andre, we'll grab some butter and some eggs and go grab some peas. And you can either put them in whole or you can mash them up and throw in a couple of eggs. And if there's a little bit of sausage meat, you could throw in a little bit of sausage meat, whatever. Fish, doesn't matter. Really, chicken, anything you want. And make your burgers and fry them. the peas or the corn, they'll absorb the moisture from the food as it's cooking, because I show them how to cook it. Oh man, it's going to be so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You could do potato, mashed potato, or even shredded raw potato. You could do shredded raw potato or mashed, whichever you prefer, with an egg or two, depending on how big of a bowl you're making in terms of burgers. Put in half of this or all of this with your shredded potato or your mashed potato with your egg. Throw in some dehydrated peas or corn or both. Stir it around. Make your patties. Fry them. And in a separate frying pan, you could cook up some sliced onions with some butter. Oh man, do you know how good that would be? Oh. I got 40 more of these in the house, only I'm hiding them because I don't need these ones right now. But in a couple of years from now, Andre might need them. I might not be able to see them, but Andre might need them, and he's getting older, and yeah. So he'll be like, do we have any more peas, Nana, after the jars are empty? And I'll be like, no. Well, you know what to do. Get on there. Order them for me online. I can't see no more, Andre. You have to order it. Right? I'll help you. I'll do what I can do. But it's pretty straightforward. This stuff is easy. And if he wants it, he'll do it. If he wants it, he'll do it. And if he doesn't want to do it right away, well, he will struggle. In terms of, if the average person can't afford to go to the grocery store right now, just imagine what it's going to be like for our adolescents in the next 2 to 8 years, as they're expected to look after themselves because they're all grown up. Yeah. 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 And I won't be there to protect them. Probably not. And if I am, well, I'm at the mercy. I'm at the mercy of the one that overlords me. Jesus. I'm trying to hook this back in so I don't lose it. This is one of the new ones. I don't need to cook with these ones. They were just a good deal. And I'm glad I did it, because what it did is it expanded my menu in terms of, when I first did the run with them, and I have a lot of them, I was just thinking corned beef with cabbage and onions. Now I'm thinking, you just put this in the fridge, let it get nice and cold, slice it, have your rye bread, whatever bread you want, right? You can put your sliced corned beef on it, put some butter on the bread, put a little bit of butter, right? Sliced corned beef on it, put your whatever cheese you want on it, put it underneath the oven there and under the broiler, cook it up for a few minutes, and oh man, it's going to be so good. So good. And I'm looking forward to bean burgers with it too. And apparently you can even use this in tacos. Anyway, that doesn't seem to want to go in there and stay. I don't want to pop it. That's the problem. So, it's not like my intentions are, like I said, I'm not being vindictive in my own house here, people. I have no reason to be vindictive. Right? Outside of, I'm being evicted from my house one way or another, from more than one direction, slowly but surely, for whatever reason. I'll end up like Rhea. I'll be in a 2-bedroom basement suite because that's all I can afford at $1,700 to $2,000 a month, with a rotten basement floor and something leaking underneath the sink, where the landlord just doesn't want to fix it because the house is old and all the houses around it have already been torn down. So it's just a matter of time before that one's being torn down. So why should they fix it? Because, you know, you don't like it, you can move, take it as is. Or just you go find somebody to fix it, but make sure it's cheap. I mean, like seriously, man. With a bunch of fucking Punjabi men running around upstairs. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess if it comes to that, it comes to that. Have ants in my house. And then get evicted because they're tearing down the house. After I got milked for every penny I had. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put some tape on it or something. Yeah. Just tape it on. It's not working. So I'm going to keep doing this because it's teaching Andre something. I just hope he'll be in a position where he can do it for himself versus having a whole bunch of people standing around him and hollering and screaming that he's a bum, that he's this and he's that, and he can't do this and he can't do that. And, you know, it's like, it's just stupid. There's always more to the story, right? Oh God, now I can't even find the end of the tape. Oh, these clear tapes, you know how that goes, right? You gotta use your nails and try and find it. Here we go. So yeah, I'll just tally up everything just to see how much I spent in the last 4 orders, being that I had to do this 4 times in order to get 40 of these. But with that, I saved 80 bucks. And it was cheaper for me to do it that way and get my beef, quote unquote, even though it has nitrates, which I'm not too happy about, but you can't have everything in life. Andre, shut up! You can spread it out, right? It worked out to, I think, like almost $4.75 a pound, $5 a pound or something like that. Because I multiplied 340 grams times 40 cans, which gave me the total grammage, and then I divided it by 454 grams, which is approximately a pound, right? So I took the total grams that I had, divided it by pounds and grams. It came out to like, I don't know, $4 and some odd cents. I think almost $5 a pound, which is cheaper than buying it in the fucking store and then having to freaking can it myself and pay for jars yet. So that's why I chose to do it. Plus, it's a good comfort food. And in war times, right, that's what they used to give to the... Oh. That's what they used to give to the soldiers. Right? That's how they kept them fed. So when a key comes off and you can't put it back on, just tape it on. This band's not so bad. I don't know if that's English or not. That's not too bad. It tastes pretty good. Okay. I'm telling Andre to stay quiet, and he gets annoyed with me, right? Because, you know, he gets so involved with his Nintendo that nothing else matters. Anyway, speaking of Andre, this all costs money. Right? Lucy's in the market to be buying I just washed the rest of the trays. She's in the market to be buying a dehydrator. You know, you have to buy these things too. There's two different kinds. There's this kind. Getting water everywhere, right? And then there's the one with the holes, right? It don't cost money, right? And if the machine breaks, you have those pieces and you have the trays. But what I like about this machine, Lousy, is if a machine breaks and you have another one, then now you've got 8 trays. Where the other one, I have 12 trays. Right? Just because my son doesn't want them, or perhaps my daughter, because she has no space, because she chooses to live in an apartment because of her circumstances, and wouldn't do it anyway because she wants everything fresh, or whatever, right? Doesn't mean that maybe Andre doesn't want them, or that Andre isn't entitled to have them. Because as it is, my son seems to think that I think he thinks Andre's not entitled to have anything. In terms of, don't worry, Nana will hang on for it. I'll hang on to it, and then when you get older, you can have it. You can use it, you can have it, right? Because 1, it takes up space. 2, it's not being used immediately, so therefore it becomes insignificant, or it's redundant. You already have a dehydrator, why do you need another one? Well, I don't know, maybe because I bought a whole bunch of fucking frozen vegetables that I plan on putting in 1-gallon jars, so that when I get into doing what I'm doing, Andre learns how to look after himself on a budget. On a fucking budget. Because that's pretty much what it boils down to. He might be able to afford to buy food if he learns to shop the way I'm shopping. What are you doing, Nana? Well, I think Nana's going to do another order just like I just did, so don't be surprised if it comes tomorrow.
Press aim.
Deb says she likes watching my cooking videos. Well, Deb, if I do cooking videos, I'll do them with you in mind. In terms of, okay, I'm done with the basement, pretty much. Right, I've done a little bit of yard work, pretty much. Done whatever I needed to do up here, because the more I can't go downstairs, the more I don't get done up here sometimes, right? And because I'm putting food into my room, I'm taking stuff out, fabric and just miscellaneous shit, right? You know, but some of this stuff needs to go downstairs. But I can't take it downstairs because not only can't I go downstairs half the time, 3/4 of the time, 99% of the time, right? When I do go downstairs, I get fucking yelled at all the time. Most of the time, probably 97% of the time. And I don't go downstairs very much, people, trust me.
I told you.
And I'm expected to throw out shit like this. Because if Andre wants it, well, he can grow up, go to work and buy it for himself when he actually wants it and needs it. That's when he can have one. He can buy it for himself. And that's assuming he'll have any place to live, or even have a fucking job that he could even afford to live there. And because he struggles with the reading and writing and stuff, people always hold that against him. Now, when they get mad at him, for whatever stupid reason, because sometimes there's stupid reasons, they make him feel bad for that. People. Anyway.
Call of Duty. I should
So now everything's nice and clean. Hopefully I'll be able to get this all on these little trays. Honestly, I prefer the bigger trays. But at this moment, I'm very grateful to have this. Oh yeah. No regrets. I don't know where I'm going to put it because I can't take it downstairs, and where I'd like to put it, I have to take out the rice buckets first so that they can go downstairs, but it's not like I can do that anytime soon. Like, it's fucked. My life is fucked here. Yeah, it's fucked here. It's like completely fucked. I have a fucked up life. Yeah. Anyway. I plan on putting these into bean burgers, some kind of bean. Any kind of bean, really, doesn't matter. Pinto bean, Cantatelli bean, great white northern beans would be good. Even navy bean, mix in some of this with, you know, whatever seasoning you want, a few eggs. And I'm not even going to hydrate. I'm not even going to hydrate the,
That's horrifying.
So you got your bean mash, right? Your little few spices that you want in there. You got your corned beef. And then those things, they'll be dry and dehydrated. I'm not even going to rehydrate them. I'm just going to put them into that mixture with a couple of eggs, right? Mix them all up and fry them that way. And as they're frying, they're going to absorb the liquid and retain it in the burger itself. It's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. And you could still fry up a side dish of onions. You could. And it will be so easy for Andre to make that, because he likes to come in here and cook and do those, you know, like sandwiches and fried eggs and, you know, that kind of stuff. This, now we're kind of upping the ante. And because it's like very nutritional, and, you know, you can use canned ham, you can use fresh meat if you have it, you can use salmon, you could use tuna, whatever. He could make. And when the peas run out, he'll be like, "Where's the peas, Nana?" I'll be like, "Well, Nana can't do it no more, Andre. I can't see. But I'll buy it, and you can do them." And he'll be a year or two older. It'll take me a while to go through them all, right? He'll be a year older, 2 years older, or whatever. And he'll be a little more mature. And because he's done it, you know, made the burgers for so long, he'll like it, and he'll want it, and he'll fucking pull out the dehydrator, and he'll do it. But as he's doing it, he'll be sabotaged. Being told that that's not important. He's going to be a man. He needs to go out and get a job. Yeah, working at fucking McDonald's. If he's lucky to get the job there. Well, Amari is, who knows where Amari is, all by himself. All by himself, people. Because you know, if he ends up in fucking foster care, they're going to put him into a room by himself, and he'll be so lonely. I'm not saying 24/7, but they'll have his own bed and his own room, and he'll be crying, and to be just another harvesting of that negative energy. Yeah. Yeah. Crying for Andre. Crying for me. And then he'll just up and die one day, and whoever was running that show was just giving the old fucking okie dokie.
How did I knew it was that ghost. I knew it because of the way that it was. Oh, yeah.
Stupid. Oh boy.
I was in here. I saw it and I was like, oh, hell no.
And then my son gets mad at me because we're noisy up here. Well, what do you expect? And when the little kids come, Lame and Kyrie, right, they're here like Tisha went out.
We have your
When
mom
was it?
said I'm right behind you guys.
Friday night. Dropped them off at 4:35.
Yo.
She asked to have them sleep for the night, so yeah, okay, I did that. By the time she got here, it was like going on 2:30.
Shush, shush.
They're noisy. Everybody's noisy.
Ow. Well, that's great.
Because he says I bother him all the time. As he said that to me just recently. You bother me all the time. I said, how the hell can I bother you all the time? I never freaking see you. It's because we're walking around, you know, have a house with kids in it. One way or another. Or maybe I'm hollering at Andre for being a scatterbug and sloppy. As fast as I clean up something, I have to go right back behind him and clean it up. It doesn't matter if it's his clothes on the floor in the laundry room, in the bathroom. He's tossing things around in the fridge. I get everything nicely organized. You know, a little easier for me, right? And I'm trying to like get into right. I come in there and everything's all thrown around and juice is leaking and it's just I'm wiping. I have to clean up. And that's stupid. I'm trying so hard to get him to understand this. But he's 13 and he's always got his brain on his Nintendo. I ended up giving him his Switch back for a bit, but I took it away from him. And it has more features, but he wants it back, right? And I'm like, no, there's some things you have to do with your schoolwork first before you get that back from me. All right. But he just zones out with this stupid thing.
I dare you.
But he's not a bad kid, though. You see, that's the thing. He's not a bad kid. And he's still pretty innocent in a lot of ways. He's still pretty innocent in a lot of ways, right?
That's how friendly it is.
In other words, like he's not being exposed to drugs at school or bad kids or, you know, none of that.
This is my Canadian corner, man. Stay next to me.
So it keeps him somewhat sheltered. But then he comes into contact with, you know, the Rambo part of the internet. He becomes a Nintendo Rambo. And then he gets cheeky with me. Right? And then when I interrupt his mood, Andre, go do this, Andre, do that. Sometimes he gets... Right? I can't win for losing, people. Yeah, can't win for fucking losing.
No.
I've already used 4 trays. I'm not going to get this all into them. I have to put whatever I'm not got into the fridge. Anyway, I'd rather have it than not have it. There's no reason to be throwing away any dehydrator for any reason at this point.
I'll be like, damn.
Because one, I'm still using them. Whether people agree with me or not, it's really none of their business. I'm not doing anything wrong. If anything, I'm trying to build in a safety net for my grandson so that he can learn to make quality burgers for himself that don't completely rely on meat, quote unquote, as a main ingredient. Right? And I'm also teaching him how he can do it for himself in the future and save money at it at the same time, providing that he shops correctly.
No, I know, he just backs up and like...
And if I could, I'd like him to use the ones that I have before I have to get rid of these ones and then give him the money to go buy a new one, because now he's old enough to do it and he wants to do it, but there's no dehydrator in the house.
In your Mexican corner?
Right.
Oh, that's not it.
Because you know he's going to want to do it. Because these are going to be good. If I didn't think they were good, trust me, I wouldn't be dehydrating them. But I could eat them dehydrated in handfuls. That's how good they are. But I refrain from doing that. Because if I do that, then I'm kind of being greedy. Like peanuts, right? Kyrie likes peanuts. I could have a whole container of peas like this, dehydrated, and snack on them and have them gone within a week, less than a week. But I don't. I save them for meals.
You don't want to know. Yeah, he does not want you to know.
I save them for meals.
I don't want.
Can you stop it? You're being obnoxious. I'm doing a video. Shut up. Oh, so many times in a day I say shut up. And then sometimes we get into hollering matches over the stupid shit. But then I put Andre in check. He'll get up in the morning, and one morning he got up and I unplugged the TV, took all the cords away, remotes, took all his Nintendo stuff away, cords and all. Right. He was doing really good. But then I gave in and I let him have it back. And it wasn't long before he got back into the old routine. If he wants the other little thing that he's got there, he needs to step up his game. Okay. So I'll be back. Okay, people, I can only give you guesstimates here in terms of what I've spent and how much I saved. Yay. All right. Now I'm juggling. I'm paying down bills, but I went in, kind of racked them back up, but only for a little while, because not only did I save money on the corned beef and the vegetables, but, you know, instead of paying $4 a carton, $3.99 for eggs, I got them at $2.61. Andre eats a lot. Andre eats a lot, period, okay? And he eats a lot of eggs, so I ended up buying 8 cartons at $2.66, at $2.61 a carton. Better than $3.99. Right? And then butter was on sale as well. And it's like $6 and something, $6.48 or something per pound or whatever. And they were selling them for $4.97. So I bought 8 of those. We know I did the corned beef 4 times, right? Saved myself $20 each time. Right? And the vegetables, I saved $8 for every 5 that I bought, and I bought a lot, right? Oh, I'm just like thinking of the big ticket items because that's like how I shop, right? Anyway, in a nutshell, since March 6th, and today is March 10th, I ordered 5 times at Walmart to get the corned beef. So out of those 5 times, 4 times was to get the corned beef, and then the butter in doubles, because you were only allowed to buy 4 at a time. You were only allowed to buy the frozen vegetables 5 bag at a time per whatever vegetable, and I did that twice. The eggs, you were only allowed 4 cartons. I ordered twice. And then, you know, a little this and a little that, right? It all adds up, right? Milk, 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 and bread, milk and bread, milk and bread, milk and bread. Like, told Andre, you're making your own bread and we're going to start drinking the powder milk because this is ridiculous. But besides that point, so what I did is I just kind of guesstimated what my savings were, because I went into my account to see if I could see that, but they don't provide that now, right? They just give me a basic receipt. So I remember with one bill, my savings were $75. Another bill was approximately $60. Another bill was $50. Another bill was $40. And another bill was approximately $40 in savings, give or take, probably a little more, right? Like $47 or something like that. But I'm just rounding it off, right? So with that said, with the last 5 shops that I just did since March 6th to March 10th, I saved $260. Okay. And I spent $558. So if I went off and just bought it without any savings, right, it would have costed me $811. It would have costed me $811 to go to the grocery store and buy what I bought, which honestly isn't really very much. But I got it for $558 because I saved myself approximately $260 and a bit more. Because I know like one was like $47 and I put down $40, but whatever. So, but you know, I won't need butter for a while because I had a bit of butter, but I topped it off because $5 a pound, that's pretty good. Well, yeah, $5 a pound. Eggs at $2.61, and like he can go through a carton of eggs in 3 days, man. You don't even know. So whatever. So I let him, you know, I bought the eggs, and obviously I've got plans for the corned beef, and I've got plans for the vegetables, and you know, and I just don't understand why I have to give away my shit, basically, or just go through the things that I go through. You know, I think about that dream I had when I got pregnant with Marcane. Maybe it's a little deceiving. I'm going to end it on this note, and I'm going to upload this as is, but my computer's maxed out, and I don't have a hard drive, and what hard drive I have, I can Mickey Mouse like an external hard drive because I have to get another one. Instead of buying an external hard drive like I was supposed to, I ended up buying groceries, right? Whatever. But anyway, I'll see if I can squeeze it in where until I can get a external hard drive, or I'll see what I can do to free up some disk space on my computer that I convert these videos on, right? But, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm so depressed. I'm going to upload this just by itself. And then I'll see if I can work on that interview that's in regards to California and San Francisco and what's going on in the world. Right? There was something else I was going to say and I already forgot because I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of going all day, and I am completely stressed out with this shit. Not with this. This doesn't stress me out. Right? What is it? It's something to do with Andre. Let me think about it. I'm going to come back. Just hold on. Okay, I remember. It had nothing to do with Andre. Well, it does have something to do with Andre, but not in the way I was thinking. I'm going to end this video. Hopefully I'll be able to get it up, right? I have to free up some hard disk space on my computer. Okay, so whatever. I had a dream on the night that I got pregnant with Marcane that I got pregnant. His dad didn't believe me when I told him the dream. Anyway, that's all been resolved. We did DNA testing, the whole 9 yards. His dad is in Texas. I've already talked about it. And in that dream, how I knew when I woke up that I was pregnant was because I was outside with all my stuff. Somebody threw it all outside, basically, right? And I was like standing there with this fish tank full of water with all these little guppies swimming around in it with all my shit outside. And I'm like, and I thought it was my girlfriend, Lee, walking away, because she's the one that kind of got me in that position by convincing me to go out and Just, I mean, I know I did it to myself, but at the end of the day, if I didn't want to go out, I should have just stayed fucking home, but I went out. And I left, and he followed me, and then I went back, and you know how that happens. And then I got pregnant, and then I woke up and I said, "Oh my God, I think you got me pregnant." He said, "You're fucking crazy." I said, "No, I think you did. I had a fucking dream that I dreamt of fish in a fish tank, and oh no. And then I found out 2.5 weeks later, I was pregnant. Then he didn't believe me, and then I took him to court, and I did DNA. Yeah. Anyway, maybe it wasn't Lee. Maybe that dream was preparing me for what I'm going through right now with my shit being thrown out little by little. Whether it's in one big fucking swoop, like it happened in the summertime, whenever that happened, I don't know. It didn't happen last year, it happened the year before, to which I'm still struggling with stupid shit because of that. And now it's the piano, then it was, well, bed was always going to go, but it was the fact that it was put in the garage and whatever, and, you know, just shit, right? And just what I'm going through right now with this fucking girl just walking by and, you know, egging it on, and just, maybe that's what the dream was about. But the fish, with all those little guppies running around, or not running, but swimming around. If you notice, I have a lot of kids in the house. I have Amari, I have Andre, and I get Kyrie and Alea May 2 or 3 times a week, every week. Anywhere from a couple of hours to 24 hours, depending on what they're doing. Could be 6 hours. Like, Tisha went and got a freaking tattoo on her back. She was gone for like 14 fucking hours. She went out on Saturday with Alex. They wanted to have a play date. That was a 24-hour stint. If she wants to go shopping, do something, that's another 2-3 hours on a different day. Like, they're making noise, and they say, you bothering me all the time. Well, how the fuck can I be bothering you? I never get to go downstairs. Right? I think it's more like the other way around. But it's because they're noisy people, that's why, because there's a lot of kids, right? You know, when you have kids, it gets loud. And Kyrie's booming, and, right? And just whatever. That's maybe what that dream was about. Maybe it had nothing to do with Lee. Maybe it just psychologically prepared me for the freaking BS that I'm going through right now with losing my stuff little by little, one way or another, for whatever fucking reason, and I'm by myself standing there with this fish tank full of guppies, to which, yeah, okay, I'm going to pack up and move right now just to accommodate you so you can have more space. Well, you know what, motherfucker, you're evicting me, and you're evicting, your nephews and your little niece, basically. Right? He spends no time with Kyrie or Alea May. No time with Amari, just Andre, because Andre's independent and, a little more whatever, right? But other than that, and I don't think he likes me looking after them because they're noisy, right? Because when I was down there today to get these, I said, Tisha's gonna come help me because I borrowed her money. I gave her money, right? I gave her $1,700. Oh, well, give me $1,700. I said, no. That was that money that the government gave me. She's supposed to help me, right? I'm still kind of waiting on that, and she's going to come with the spring break, and, and blah, and, I'm, like, helping her with the kids, and blah, and he's, oh, yeah, I know, because he hears them, right? Stupid. That's what that dream was. It was to prepare me for what I'm going through right now. I'm being forced out of my house, having my shit thrown out with a whole bunch of little kids around me. Go figure. Go fucking figure. Although it did warn me I was pregnant, and that was spot on too. But for what it got me, an Austin, Julian, and a Brooks all combined in one big blob of a man? Oh my Lord. Oh. don't know how I'm supposed to go down there when she's down there during the day. She only works in a fabric store, a used one at that. She used to be something to do with pharmacy, but she quit because she couldn't handle the bullshit with the workers, the women. I wonder why. I think she's anti-woman. Oh no, she's got friends. My son reminds me I have none. I sit in a bubble. I live in a bubble. Yeah, I live fucking right on it. Do you ever take me shopping? No. Do you ever ask me if there's anything that you can do for me? No. Like, what the fuck? Shut up. I don't live in a bubble. I've already lived my life, people. Why is there water here? I already lived my life. I've lived a very full life. Trust me. Okay. I'm just following through as far as I can go. And considering the circumstances, seriously, my life has been cut short. And my son is not making it any easier. And he's forcing me into a 2-bedroom basement suite in a broken down fucking house that landlords don't want to fix, as they're charging $1,700 to $19,000, $2,000, maybe $2,200 a month, depending on what it is. And you'll be gaslighted the whole freaking time that you live there, because the province of British Columbia, Canada, made it so that these landlords can harass you and gaslight you and threaten you and put the whip on your fucking back, right? Always ask for more rent, but not necessarily fix things in a timely manner or fix them properly. Because if you don't like it, you can just fucking move. Yeah, that's what I'm moving into. Because I can't go to Gateway Place, because I can't live in a basement suite, because Murray would fucking freeze. He's constantly throwing off his freaking clothes, like his blankets. He hates it, ever since he's been a baby. And because he's bigger now, I don't have sleepers that fit him. I wish I had time to sew. I'd be sewing sleepers for nighttime, in the wintertime, in the fall, right? Early spring. And then we bake up here in the freaking summertime. And I have to spend $250 for a fan that can kind of cool things down up here. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. That's what my dream told me two things. One, I was pregnant. And two, eventually I'd be having my shit outside. Standing there with a bunch of guppies around me. And what do guppies represent? Babies. And what do I got around me? Children. Radio. So now it's March 11th of 2024. Here's something new, people. Somebody's hacked into my YouTube channel, probably YouTube staff, and have literally deleted videos. Yeah. Literally deleted videos. Okay, if you see here, we've got May 27th of 2021, May 28th of 2021, May 30th of 2021, and it looks like I was getting a fair amount of thumbs up in those days, for whatever reason, right? And then we go into June 1st of 2021, June 1st of 2021, June 1st of 2021, nothing for July, and we've only got June 1st, and then we jump into August, so July has been completely deleted out, so that means somebody came in and went from video to video to video, deleted them completely off of, I guess, YouTube server, right? We've got August 5th of 2021, August 6th, August 6th, August 6th, August 12th, 13th, 18th. So they took out the month of July, and it looks like maybe even some in August, okay? You know? Definitely, they took out the whole month of July of 2021. Now, I'm trying to free up some disk space on this computer. So but my external hard drive is full, so I'm just kind of like moving things around. But if you notice here, this says 2021, month of July, right? So far, what I've got listed in here, now, in 2021, I may have been using also a different computer, right? So I may have, like, on my other external hard drive, some of these videos that aren't on this hard drive, okay? Because, you know, when you get to the end of the hard drive, you have to go to a new hard drive, right? But if you notice, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them here anyway. We've got July 2nd, July 3rd, July 11th, July 15th, and July 14th. And then there's another one, and this is how I caught it, because I'm trying to you know, I'm trying to make some space here, right? If you notice this one, I have to work in the yard, right? July 14th of 2021. That would have been posted on here, people, but it's not. Somebody came in and then they completely removed the month of July. And I don't know what's going on in June. This is YouTube. This is YouTube. Okay? With their gang stalking shit. Here's June. Alright? 2021. Facebook. Matilda. Let's see. June 1st, June 1st, June 1st, June 2nd. That's all I have in here, but that would mean that my other ones are probably in my other external hard drive. Okay? I just showed you July, and none of them are posted on YouTube. And when YouTube took down my channel, they took it down for like 3 months. But this has been done by somebody, like, this wasn't done then. Okay, this has been done with malicious intent. So, and then we got May. Any more missing months? I don't know. Anyway, I need to get another external hard drive. So they removed the month of July of 2021 completely. Yeah, I guess they don't want it documented that I did a whole bunch of freaking yard work, right? This one here was removed. Magnesium in the periodic table of elements. I already did a follow-up video on that one. Right? They removed it, but the ones that I just showed you, those ones were deleted off the server. Right? Completely deleted. Yeah. Alright, so I did manage to get a little bit of extra room on this other computer, so whatever this video is in regards to the 4 trays with that teeny weeny little dehydrator that technically Andre should inherit. Oh yeah, okay. Right? It's kind of like, it reminds me of Shimei's videos that Truth for Reality did, and then he put them on lockdown and is making people pay to become a subscriber to his channel in order to see them. To which I don't think anybody in my family at any point would do that. And I spoke with him briefly through chat, telling him that it upset me and that, you know, Shimei's not a perk. And then he said, well, I know she's not a perk, but, And I'm like, yeah, but her story should be public. The videos that you did on her should be available to anybody, and they shouldn't have to pay to see them, right? Otherwise, why did you do the video on Shimei? Because if you're making people pay to see it, well, then what does that say? That says that you did it to make money. That's what you did it for, and that's not what is about with Shimei, right? Or anybody in my family for that matter. Anyway, to not exaggerate, or I guess you can say accuse YouTube staff of doing something that they didn't do, I went back into BitChute. If you notice, I'm here from June 3rd of 2021. The one prior to that was May 17th, which was uploaded on May 19th of 2021. For whatever reason, I uploaded this onto BitChute. Okay? What was the point? Is BC Gov being biased? Perhaps this video was maybe deleted off of YouTube. I don't know. And then I uploaded it here. But I didn't start uploading onto BitChute regularly, that is, until they took down my channel. To which, we know we've got the 3 videos of June 1st, 2021, and then nothing for the rest of June, and nothing for the rest of July, and then all of a sudden I started posting again in August. I thought somebody deleted those videos, to which, I'm like, slow down a minute, you gotta find out what happened, figure out what happened here, and blah, 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 right? So I went on to BitChute, went further on down. Here we got June 3rd of 2021. Okay? This was posted on June 2nd, because my last video that was posted on YouTube was June 1st. So obviously I turned on my computer and realized that my channel had been deleted. And then I did a video and put it up on BitChute. And then from thereafter, I kept posting on BitChute until finally one day I woke up, got an email saying that they reinstated my channel. And then I picked up with my videos. Okay? So that's what happened here, right? YouTube covers up murder and illegal organ harvesting, and then my channel deleted June 2nd of 2021. So technically, this should be a BitChute exclusive, but, and then we just keep on going here, right? June 1st, I don't know why that's there. Just another dead body. Pastor Granny gave me tomatoes. All right. Right? I don't know why it says June 1st, but it was posted on June 3rd, maybe because, who knows? My channel was deleted, right? Here we've got YouTube destroys families and communities globally, June 3rd, right? There are no more good old days. Take the U out of YouTube, June 5th. So currently these are actually BitChute exclusives. However, I ordered another external hard drive. I just cut the chase. And because I bought those corned beef and those frozen vegetables, blah, 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 because I was going to put off the external hard drive for another month, right? And just dick you around, right? But instead, I ordered the external hard drive so I can organize this situation that I got going on here with the videos, because just as much as my grandson is entitled to have my dehydrators as he grows into being a young man and wants to continue, you know, having a little bit of food in the house for himself without having to rely on other people to do it for him, right? I don't feel I should have to chuck out a perfectly good dehydrator just to accommodate people that don't respect me or love me, right? When my grandson can inherit that dehydrator before I even die, and perhaps next year be the one dehydrating frozen vegetables so he can continue making his bean burgers with corned beef. and vegetables that are dehydrated mixed into the patty. All right. I shouldn't even have to be thinking about stupid shit like that, people. That's the point. Anyway, Corner doing her job, kick out the family. I re-uploaded it onto BitChute because I felt that this was an important video because, you know, YouTube took down my channel, right? So that's why we've got that big gap. All right? That's why we got that big gap between... See, everything was going good in March of 2021, right? I did the 3 videos in June, on the 1st of June, got up in the morning, June 2nd, and then all of a sudden, my videos were my channel was gone. Everybody thought I was faking it. I wasn't faking it, people. It really happened. But then that's the psychological warfare that goes on with YouTube, right? That's what YouTube does. It messes with your head. It tries to break your spirit, right? So we'll go, okay? It tries to break your spirit, and this is one way of how they do it, right? So here we go. We're in May, right? May. Now we got June 1st, June 1st, June 1st, and then all of a sudden August. So and that was August 5th. So they took down my channel, my YouTube channel. They deleted it. They said they deleted it for 2 months. And that's why there's that big gap. So, mystery solved. And if you noticed, right? But of course, I've been shadow banned really, really hard. Right? So my likes have dropped in part because of my shadow banning with YouTube. Right? And in part, there was a time when, you know, Latrice Allen and the Raw Squad and that kind of thing, you know, YouTubers on YouTube that have a large subscriber content, right? And, you know, they can reach out to a lot of people, right? You know, they ignored the foundation, everything, right? They don't acknowledge that they're self-centered, do for themselves, and, you know, blah and blah, and they come with their fake shit, and I called them out on it, right? You know, as YouTubers, black women on YouTube, and Peggy, for example, I don't know if she watches my videos anymore, but she was annoyed that I specifically highlighted on the fact that they were black and that they weren't really doing anything for anybody except for themselves, and if they were, it was just to keep their subscriber count. They were catering to their subscribers to keep them involved with giving them donations, hoping that they might win a prize. But when it came to anything more community-based, no. And I pointed that out, right? Like the fake shit that was going on with them. And Peggy is a black woman and didn't like that, took it personal. I told her to not take it personal because it was directed to the YouTubers that, like, you know, were just being whatever. So from there, I probably lost a few followers, if you want to call them that, subscribers, whatever, I don't know, but, you know. But we also know that YouTube does what YouTube does when it comes to their shadow banning. Anyway, that's all I wanted to point out. So, anyway, I did buy another external hard drive. I'm going to have it delivered to me. Kind of put me in the hole, but I'm going to just keep on doing what I'm doing. And just like my grandson deserves to have the dehydrator, whether it's the big one or the small one, or any appliance in this house, because as he grows, he's going to learn to use them. He's going to learn to want, you know, he's going to want them, right? Because after the peas run out, after the dehydrated corn runs out, he's going to come to me and say, Nana, do we have more? And I'll be like, no, but here, you can do it for yourself now. I'll order it, and if I can't see, I'll tell him, you sit down, you order it, and when it comes, this is what you do. And he'll do it for himself after he makes 1,000 burgers with what I've done. How about we leave it on that note?